Do I have that commitment from you?
Friday, May 15th, 2026 began like any other school day in the Esiele and Yawota communities of Ore local government area in Oyo State. Pupils gathered in their classrooms, teachers prepared for the day's lessons, and parents returned to their farms, expecting their children to be home before evening. That expectation was shattered when armed men attacked Community Grammar School, Baptist Nursery and Primary School, and LEA Primary School. In a matter of minutes, dozens of pupils and teachers had been forced into the surrounding forests. During the attack, the assistant headmaster of LEA Primary School, Joel Adesian, was killed while attempting to escape. Another teacher, Michael Oyedokun, would later lose his life in captivity. For the families, the kidnapping marked the beginning of 56 days of uncertainty. For Nigeria's security agencies, however, it triggered a complex counterterrorism operation whose objective extended far beyond locating the victims. The mission was to identify, isolate, and dismantle the network responsible for the abduction, while ensuring that the captives could be recovered safely. Contrary to popular perception, hostage rescue operations rarely begin with troops moving directly into the forest. The greatest risk in any rescue mission is acting on incomplete intelligence. A rushed assault can place hostages in even greater danger, particularly when they are being held by organized terrorist groups operating in difficult terrain. For this reason, the operation adopted an intelligence-led approach from the outset. Rather than searching blindly through vast forest areas, investigators focused on understanding the organization behind the kidnapping. They sought to identify the individuals who planned the attack, the logistics network that sustained the group, the informants who provided information, and the hideouts where the victims were likely being held. Every arrest, intercepted communication, and intelligence report became another piece of a much larger puzzle. As intelligence developed, it became clear that the kidnappers were not operating in isolation. According to the Nigerian army, the investigation uncovered a broader terrorist network, with operational links extending beyond the immediate crime scene. This transformed the mission from a search and rescue effort into a coordinated operation aimed at dismantling the group's entire support structure. The area under investigation also presented significant operational challenges. The Old Oyo National Park, identified by the Army as the group's key hideouts, stretches across hundreds of square kilometers of forest and savanna. Its dense vegetation, numerous tracks, and isolated locations make surveillance difficult and provide armed groups with opportunities to conceal movement, establish temporary camps, and evade conventional security patrols. For commanders planning a hostage rescue, these conditions demanded patience, accurate intelligence, and careful coordination rather than speed alone. Over the weeks that followed, the operation quietly expanded. Under the leadership of the general officer commanding 2 Division, Major General C.R. Nabefe, security agencies began coordinating resources, sharing intelligence, and targeting the network believed to be responsible for the abduction. What followed would become one of the most extensive intelligence-led rescue operations conducted in the region in recent years. The operation that followed was unlike the large-scale search missions often portrayed in films. According to the Nigerian army, the rescue effort lasted for more than a month and was driven by intelligence rather than brute force. Instead of concentrating solely on finding the hostages, security agencies worked systematically to identify the terrorist network responsible for the abduction, including its leaders, logistics channels, informants, and hideouts within the old Oyo National Park and other parts of the country.
The President has made it clear that no child belongs in captivity and that no effort will be spared in ensuring that those responsible for these heinous crimes are brought to justice.
To achieve this, a broad coalition of security and intelligence agencies was assembled. The operation was led by Major General Nbefe and brought together the National Counterterrorism Center under the Office of the National Security Advisor, the Defense Headquarters, Special Forces elements of the Nigerian Army, the Nigerian Navy and Nigerian Air Force, the Nigeria Police Force, the Department of State Services, the National Intelligence Agency, the Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps, as well as Amotekun operatives, local vigilantes, and hunters. Each organization contributed capabilities that no single agency could have provided on its own. While military units concentrated on operational planning and field activities, intelligence agencies worked to identify the individuals directing the kidnapping and the network supporting them. Local security outfits, hunters, and vigilantes contributed their knowledge of the terrain and surrounding communities, while other agencies coordinated surveillance, arrests, and information sharing. The operation demonstrated how counterterrorism campaigns increasingly rely on interagency cooperation rather than isolated efforts by a single organization.
As intelligence improved, the security agencies began to tighten the net. Acting on information gathered during the investigation, operatives carried out coordinated arrests in Oyo State and several other parts of the country. These arrests were not random. According to the Army, they specifically targeted individuals connected to the terrorist network and its logistics chain. With each arrest, investigators gained additional intelligence that exposed new links within the organization and further disrupted its ability to function. The cumulative effect was significant. By early July, nearly 2 months had passed since the abduction. For the families, every day without news deepened the uncertainty. Behind the scenes, however, the operation had entered its decisive phase. According to the Nigerian Army, the sustained intelligence effort had produced results. On July 10, 2026, after more than a month of coordinated operations and 56 days since the abduction, the mission reached its objective. The pupils and teachers regained their freedom. The Army stated that the terrorists released the victims unconditionally after the sustained pressure exerted by the security agencies. The operation achieved its primary objective without the payment of ransom and without conceding to the kidnappers' reported demand for the release of a Boko Haram kingpin who was standing trial for terrorism. According to official statements, 8 suspected kidnappers were taken into the custody of the Department of State Services, while several other members of the group were neutralized during the course of the operation. One aspect of the rescue deserves particular attention. The operation was not without sacrifice. The Army confirmed that some members of the security forces lost their lives during the mission. Their contribution serves as a reminder that even successful rescue operations often come at a cost that is not immediately visible to the public. Following their release, the rescued pupils and teachers were taken to an undisclosed medical facility for assessment and treatment before being reunited with their families. For many Nigerians, the images that emerged in the hours that followed marked the end of 56 anxious days. Behind those images, however, lay weeks of intelligence gathering, interagency coordination, and carefully executed operations that had unfolded largely out of public view. The rescue of the Oyo school children and their teachers was more than the successful conclusion of a hostage crisis. It demonstrated that effective counterterrorism operations are built on patience, intelligence, and coordination rather than haste. While the safe return of the victims rightly became the headline, the operation's greater achievement lay in the systematic disruption of the terrorist network responsible for the abduction. By targeting its leadership, logistics channels, informants, and hideouts, the security agencies pursued an objective that extended beyond a single rescue mission. That approach offers an important lesson in modern security operations. Rescuing hostages ends one crisis, but dismantling the network behind the crime is what helps prevent the next. For the pupils and teachers who returned home, 56 days of captivity had finally come to an end. But in the fight against terrorism, the most decisive victories are often those achieved quietly, through professionalism, persistence, and unwavering commitment to the mission. Because every mission leaves a legacy.